Hi, it's Doug Blake. Today I wanted to talk to you about a tale of two floors. We're faced with many options when we go and look at buildings with what kind of systems to put in. But I've always been a believer in trying to sell really the best system for the long-term use of the end customer. And so in my tale of two floors, I had a large manufacturing company approach me about giving them a price. They had just purchased a new building that had previously installed epoxy floors throughout the plant. And when I went and looked at this building, the floors were everywhere on the floor. There was the beginning signs of failure due to moisture. There were blisters throughout the floor. They told me they had talked to 4 to 6 contractors about recoating the floors. Everyone was giving them their prices on recoating all the floors in the plant in the $2.50 to $3 a square foot range. I looked at the floors, saw that they were in the beginning processes of failing, and I said, really, and this is a heavy manufacturing company, what you really should do is remove this down to bare concrete, do moisture mitigation, and then do a heavy-duty trowel epoxy mortar. So my solution was more in the $9 a square foot range versus everyone else in the $2, $3 a square foot range. And they said, there's no way we have the budget for that. I said, well, why don't you take what you have for a floor budget, do the areas you need most first that you have a budget for, and then over time, we can pick our way through the plant. And so you get the right floor and you're only doing them once, as opposed to just a pretty new lipstick on a pig on a floor that's ultimately going to fail. So that's customer A. Another customer B, a brewery, startup brewery, just purchased a good-sized building, and they're looking for floors. And I told them our go-to floor, we do a lot of breweries and have over the years, and that the go-to systems are urethane cement, which are obviously not inexpensive floors. And talking to the owners, they're like, there's no way we have the budget to do this. I tried the same approach, but they opted for, we want to do the whole plant. What can you give me? So we installed a epoxy coating system, a good epoxy coating system, but told them both in writing and personally, this is not going to last you long term. It's not designed to live in a brewery manufacturing operation. The floors eventually are going to deteriorate. So fast forward 5 or so years, customer A, the facilities manager there, had left, went to another company, called me up to come in and assess their floors. And when I came in, he introduced me to the new management as one of the foremost flooring experts in New England, which was nice words, but it was just good to realize that he realized the benefit they got from the approach I took with selling the right floor for the right place. Now, customer B, their brewery's been very successful. They're moving into a new building. I talked to the owners about doing floors in their new building. And they're like, yeah, we're happy to talk to you, but don't sell us that piece of crap floor that you sold us last time. So the moral of the story, they don't remember the fact that they were on a tight budget, that I told them that the floor really wasn't the long-term solution. All they remember is the floor failing on them versus customer A, who over time, we ended up doing the majority of this plant with the right heavy-duty floors, and those floors are still performing excellently, and they've never had to redo them once. So that's my tale of two floors. Think about when you're moving into a new building, if you're looking at getting new floors installed, not just going for the cheapest option. It's always good to try to really think about the long term whenever possible. I look forward to your comments, and I look forward to my next post.